Zoe Turner stepped into the high-end urban gym, a beacon of modern fitness culture nestled amidst the bustling cityscape. The stark contrast between her slightly frazzled appearance and polished surroundings was immediately palpable. Her light workout clothes, practical but unrefined, were creased from the early morning flight. Her messy bun, secured more out of necessity than style, did little to conceal her exhaustion. As she surveyed the open layout, where sleek machines gleamed like art installations under the soft glow of designer lighting, she sensed the judging eyes of the staff and patrons. The fertile soil of gossip seemed to thrive in this polished environment, where even the most inconsequential of appearances could spark a quiet flurry of whispers. Victor Crane, the owner of the gym, stood out with his imposing presence and tailored athletic wear. His eyes locked onto Zoe, assessing her with a disapproving sneer from a distance. He strutted over, his demeanor as polished as the gym's chrome fixtures yet laced with arrogance. "Hey, you must be new here," he called out, his voice carrying an edge of condescension. "Caught you on the early shift, did they? We're low on towels in the locker room. You know where the storeroom is?" Zoe met his gaze, her expression unreadable but polite. "Consider it done," she replied evenly, not bothering to correct his assumption of her status or role. Victor barely nodded, already dismissing her in favor of a conversation with a nearby trainer, satisfied he'd put her in her place. Zoe turned on her heel and headed purposefully towards the office area, leaving behind a trail of murmured judgments but carrying the silent assurance of her true purpose here. Zoe Turner walked calmly away from the bustling lobby of the gym, navigating through corridors lined with motivational posters and the muffled sound of energetic music from various workout classes. She carried herself with an understated assurance, each step purposeful as she headed toward the gym's administrative offices. Inside the HR office, Linda, the HR manager, looked up from her desk with a warm smile as Zoe entered. The room was a stark contrast to the gym floor, filled with natural light filtering through the windows, and the calming presence of neatly organized files and houseplants that softened the corporate edges. "Zoe." Linda stood to greet her, her voice a mixture of professionalism and genuine enthusiasm. "Welcome, it's so great to finally meet you in person. Everyone here has been looking forward to your arrival." "Thank you, Linda," Zoe replied with a smile that reached her eyes, momentarily washing away the fatigue etched on her face. "I'm just as excited to be here and to get started." Linda offered her a seat, and they moved into a brief discussion about Zoe's role, expectations, and the transition ahead. Zoe had been brought on board as the new franchise owner, a decision by the national headquarters that was strategic and, as Linda assured her, filled with potential given the gym's prime location. Meanwhile, back near the reception, Victor reveled in his perceived triumph, recounting to a group of trainers how he had put the new girl in her place, mistaking Zoe's deliberately simple appearance for that of someone much lower down the hierarchy. His laughter was mirrored by a few others, though some seemed uncomfortable, caught in the awkward balance between camaraderie and uncertainty of the newcomer's true identity. "And you should have seen her," Victor added, chuckling as he recounted the scene. "Looked like she'd just crawled off a 10-hour flight. I mean, this is supposed to be an elite joint. You'd think she'd have more respect for appearances. But don't worry, I told her what's what." Zoe, seated in Linda's welcoming office, was discussing initial plans for the gym. She was eager to innovate and breathe fresh life into its operations. "I've always believed that a successful gym is more than just the equipment and the facilities," Zoe said thoughtfully. "It's about creating a community where people feel a sense of belonging and encouragement." Linda nodded in agreement, impressed by Zoe's vision and depth of understanding. "We've needed someone like you, Zoe. The previous management was, let's just say, more focused on numbers than on people." Zoe spent some additional time going over transition details and staffing concerns before deciding to introduce herself to the team. "It's important they see me as part of the team, not just some authority figure locked away in an office, she said. Victor, unaware of the impending revelation, had moved on to lead a session, still buoyant from the perceived victory of the morning. He strutted around the gym floor with inflated confidence, unaware of the whispers circulating amongst the staff. A few words and curious glances were exchanged. Some who overheard Victor began to question the newcomer's true role at the gym. The clock ticked closer to the scheduled staff meeting in the main fitness studio. An informal affair where new team members were often introduced, this meeting already crackled with a buzz of anticipation about the new leadership and what changes might come with it. As the team gathered, Zoe and Linda made their way to the studio's front, preparing to address the assembled staff. Zoe stood composed, her innate leadership and calm poise outweighing any sartorial unease. She knew the value of first impressions, but she also held the conviction that her capabilities would speak louder than any designer label ever could. Victor waltzed into the room just as Linda began speaking, his casual air only mildly interested. He leaned against the back wall, watching with detached curiosity. His aloof demeanor froze when Linda introduced Zoe, inviting her up to speak. "This is Zoe Turner," Linda announced, her voice bright with encouragement. "She's here as our new franchise owner and we're thrilled to have her. Her experience in the industry precedes her, and I'm confident she will be an incredible asset to our team." Victor's smug smile vanished, replaced by a look of utter disbelief. His cheeks flushed as he registered the full weight of the situation. Zoe Turner, the woman he had belittled, was indeed his new boss. His previous confidence ebbed away, leaving a stark realization that the dynamic in his familiar territory was rapidly shifting. Zoe, unfazed by Victor's reaction, stepped forward with an air of natural authority. The room's attention latched onto her, curious and perhaps a little hesitant, but respectful. She began speaking with clarity and purpose. "I'm very pleased to officially meet all of you. I know a sense of community is what propels a good gym to greatness, and I aspire to nurture that here alongside commitment and growth." Her words resonated, a carefully balanced mix of empowerment and expectation. Staff members who earlier might have dismissed her as a fleeting presence were now leaning in, intrigued by her direction and the promise of a culture that valued more than just the bottom line. Victor, now just another member of the audience, struggled to mask his embarrassment. The tables turned swiftly, his earlier bravado melting into a palpable discomfort against the backdrop of Zoe's assured leadership. As the meeting wrapped up, the energy in the gym had shifted, mockery had morphed into collective respect and curiosity. Zoe had come, seen, and begun to conquer, setting the stage for her vision to unfold in the time ahead. The truth of her mission and position was now clear for all to see, erasing any doubt about where the authority truly lay. The atmosphere in the gym staff meeting room was buzzing with differing reactions as Zoe concluded her introduction. Some staff exchanged glances of impressed acknowledgement, while others furrowed their brows, trying to reconcile her unassuming entrance with the authoritative presence she had just demonstrated. Zoe had set a tone of openness and expectation, and now the room held an air of possibility. Linda, standing visibly pleased beside Zoe, clapped gently to signal the transition back to regular appointments. "All right, folks, let's make this the start of something great. Zoe will be available for one-on-one meetings later today, but for now, remember, we're all partners in making this place what it can be." Victor maintained his position at the rear wall. Every small movement from his fidgeting fingers to the restless shifting from one foot to another betrayed his inner turmoil. The abrupt role reversal he faced left him swallowing bitter humility. Faces he had once commanded with ease were now focused elsewhere, leaving him momentarily adrift. After the session, Zoe descended from the platform, greeted by a line of staff members eager to shake hands and introduce themselves properly. Each introduction was met with her unwavering eye contact and a warm nod, as if to signal that she was committing their names and roles to memory, investing in the people as much as the place. Victor hovered near the exit, conflicted, calculating whether to slip out unnoticed or face the professional obligation of acknowledging Zoe, this time as his superior. His internal debate was interrupted as Zoe approached with Linda at her side. "Victor, isn't it?" Zoe greeted him with an open smile and outstretched hand. Her tone was no different from those she'd used with other staff, yet there was a slight glint in her eyes, a playful acknowledgement of their earlier encounter. Yes. Yes, that's me," Victor replied, grasping Zoe's hand with a measured firmness. Despite his attempt at casual confidence, his voice betrayed slight hesitation. "Welcome to the team, officially, that is." "Thank you, Victor," said Zoe, allowing a moment of levity to soften the exchange. "It seems I was mistaken for someone else earlier." "An easy mistake, I assure you." Their handshake was brief, yet it carried the weight of shared understanding, Victor's earlier dismissal hanging a reminder between them. Zoe turned the moment with deft skill, neither belittling him nor overindulging his discomfort. To the observing staff, it exemplified her professionalism and tact. As the team dispersed, conversations buzzed with renewed vigor. Many were drawn to Zoe's optimistic outlook, while others were curious to see how Victor would adjust to the new hierarchy. The realization that there had been a substantial shift in the gym's power dynamic added a whisper of drama to what was otherwise a normal working day. Returning to his own office, Victor pondered what these changes meant for him personally and professionally. He prided himself on his work ethic and contributions, yet today's events had unsteadied him. The stark recognition that others, including Zoe, had witnessed his earlier mistake gnawed at his confidence. His reprieve came in the form of a text from Linda, summoning him for a sit-down in her office to discuss future directions and collaborative opportunities under Zoe's leadership. Victor straightened his shirt, reassured by the idea that this meeting might offer a chance to recalibrate and realign himself within the gym's evolving framework. As he entered Linda's office, Victor took a deep breath. Linda welcomed him with her usual lax demeanor, extending an olive branch of understanding rather than criticism. She had seen many leadership changes during her tenure and understood the growing pains such shifts often brought. "Victor," she started gently, gesturing for him to sit, "today was a bit of a whirlwind, wasn't it?" "You can say that again," he half laughed, though his smile slipped quickly, replaced by sincerity. "I didn't handle this morning as well as I should have." Linda nodded, aware that addressing mistakes openly was the first step toward professional growth. "Zoe is already impressed with the team here. She's mentioned wanting to strengthen internal mentorship. I think you'd be a good fit for that." "Really?" Victor asked, surprised yet intrigued by the offer. "I can contribute to that. I mean, I've always believed in lifting the team as we climb." "Zoe believes in leadership that's hands-on," Linda explained. "This role she's offering you plays directly into that ethos. You've got the skills. You just need to adjust to a perspective that sees your role facilitating rather than dominating." Victor mulled over her words, recognizing the underlying push for adaptability and embracing a broader view. It was a second chance and an opportunity to embrace change constructively. Meanwhile, Zoe continued her rounds, familiarizing herself with every facet of the gym. She made observations, absorbing the culture and noting areas poised for enhancement, whether in program offerings, customer service, or community engagement. Her day's transition had been seamless despite its hectic start, and she wanted to build a foundation of trust and loyalty. By the end of the day, the once incongruous presence of Zoe had become a symbol of new beginnings. Zoe herself was encouraged by the willingness of her team to welcome change. As evening fell and the natural light dimmed, leaving the gym's synthetic glow to wash over the equipment, Zoe took a moment to pause, reflecting on her own journey from business visionary to hands-on leader. Victor, having explored the updated opportunity Linda proposed, stood outside her office, inhaling deeply. His misstep was clear, but so was the potential for redemption. He resolved to meet with Zoe again, this time from a place of humility and collaboration, hoping to rebuild his credibility under her tenure. The day heralded more than a change in leadership, it marked a paradigm shift within the gym's community. Zoe Turner was more than the new franchise owner, she was a catalyst for transformation, a leader poised to empower all those willing to journey with her. As the day unfolded, Zoe continued to engage with the gym staff, her presence quickly becoming an integral part of the environment. She maintained a deliberate pace, moving from one part of the gym to another, absorbing the rhythm of the place while encouraging open dialogue and fostering connections. After revisiting the welcoming atmosphere in her office to finalize plans, Zoe decided to invite select team members, including Victor, to join her in the conference room for a more detailed briefing on her vision and expectations. This setting, with its expansive windows overlooking the city's skyline, provided an inspiring backdrop for the conversation about the gym's future. Seated around the table were trainers, administrators, and department heads who whispered among themselves, casting curious glances at Zoe as they awaited her presentation. Victor sat quietly but attentively, determined to adopt a more open mindset in light of the day's events. Zoe stood up, radiating a calm authority. She opened the meeting by expressing gratitude for the warm welcome she had received and underscoring the importance of cohesion within the team. "Our strength lies in collaboration," she stated, her voice clear and confident. "Each of you plays a pivotal role not just in maintaining our operations but in enriching the culture of excellence we aim to foster." As Linda reintroduced Zoe's credentials, a sense of awe spread through the room. Zoe's background was indeed impressive, her history of leading transformative changes in fitness franchises and her reputation for not just driving profit but nurturing a thriving community were well established. She had led operations that had redefined fitness landscapes, standing as a beacon of innovation and integrity. Zoe casually mentioned her attire from earlier, injecting a touch of humor into the revelation. "I promise I didn't just roll off a flight for dramatic effect," she chuckled lightly, allowing a moment of shared laughter to ease the tension. "In truth, I come straight from a nationwide fitness conference. My mantra is to experience environments candidly, hence my surprise of Victor commandeering towel duties this morning." Her statement, delivered with grace and no trace of malice, eased the underlying embarrassment lingering in Victor's features, allowing him a chance to grin sheepishly and share the laughter. Turning to a more serious note, Zoe shared her vision for the gym. "Fitness is a spectrum of lifestyle, accessible for all. It shouldn't feel exclusive but inclusive and supportive. With proactive and community-driven engagement, I'm committed to transforming this outlet into a place synonymous with excellence at every level." As she spoke, Zoe articulated a strategy structured around innovative program offerings, personalized training sessions, and initiatives aimed at reducing barriers for diverse client demographics. She talked passionately about the importance of creating strong community bonds within the gym, focusing on both physical fitness and mental wellness. She set expectations on respect, dedication, and unwavering commitment to quality in every interaction, envisioning a culture where individuals are empowered to contribute their best. Her words illustrated a tapestry of goals not just ordered but alive with enthusiasm and potential. Victor listened intently. Zoe's inclusive approach struck a chord with him, and he found himself nodding along. It dawned on him that this was an opportunity for personal growth as much as professional, and he began to envision himself adopting the mentorship role Linda had described. Zoe moved on to highlight immediate changes they could expect. The gym would be implementing new training equipment sourced from partnerships she had fostered over the years. There would be a revamp of key programs designed to attract new members while retaining loyal clientele through dynamic class offerings. She concluded the briefing by opening the floor to suggestions and questions. Her genuine interest in the team's input further reinforced the respect growing among them. Staff members, once skeptical, now saw her as approachable and dedicated, invested in the future they would build together. Josephine, a seasoned trainer, spoke up first, her voice tinged with excitement. "What struck me is your commitment to mental wellness. Are you planning on integrating more mindfulness and mental health programs into our offerings?" "Yes, precisely," Zoe encouraged, pleased by Josephine's insight. "We'll introduce workshops and classes that foster mental well-being alongside physical health. The mind-body connection is crucial, and embracing it in our environment can only enrich us." The mention of mental health sparked lively interest, with staff members nodding and exchanging supportive comments. The continued exchange fortified a sense of newfound unity, establishing the framework for innovative practice ahead. As the meeting wrapped up, enthusiasm spread through the room, permeating corridors with optimism and a refreshing sense of camaraderie. The gym felt different, invigorated and eager to embrace the auguring changes Zoe promised. Victor lingered after others had departed, taking the chance to approach Zoe directly. He extended a hand once more, but this time with genuine sincerity, a step toward rebuilding rapport. "Your vision is inspiring. I see now how much we'll benefit from your leadership. It may take some adjusting," he admitted candidly, "but I'm on board with supporting our journey." Zoe shook his hand warmly, her sincerity matching his. "We're in this together, Victor. I appreciate your willingness to embrace change." As they spoke, a reinvigorated spirit of collaboration began to flourish, carving out possibilities for growth and mentorship under Zoe's guidance. Victor's acceptance of this new dynamic brought relief and optimism, marking an earnest change in his approach. With the day's challenges navigated and her leadership affirmed, Zoe scanned the bustling gym floor one last time before leaving for the day. Her eyes caught Linda's from across the room, both sharing a silent acknowledgement of what they had accomplished. The transformation had begun. Zoe Turner, her journey from observer to leader now solidified, was poised to steer the gym towards a future bright with promise and potential, where every member of the gym community would recognize their place in its vibrant tapestry. The gym buzzed with renewed vigor the following weeks, a testament to Zoe Turner's dynamic leadership. Memberships flourished as the community began to embrace the inclusive vision she had instilled. The days of initial chaos had given way to a streamlined operation where teamwork was at the forefront. Victor Crane, having faced the consequences of his earlier behavior, found his role recalibrated into one that focused on mentorship and support. No longer the overlord of his domain, he was now an essential player in a larger collaborative team. The reprieve Zoe offered had become a chance for redemption and personal growth. His transformation was visible. The arrogance had softened into an earnestness that earned him genuine respect from the staff and Zoe herself. Under this new guidance, the staff adapted quickly, and Victor was instrumental in nurturing the junior trainers. His knowledge, once veiled by his ego, became an asset as he transmitted valuable insights and industry know-how. The mentorship program, championed by both Zoe and Linda, began showing results, with trainers expressing appreciation for Victor's guidance. For the first time, he felt the satisfaction of contributing positively to a collective achievement. Zoe, meanwhile, had settled seamlessly into her role, her every move confirming her commitment to the gym's envisioned potential. She possessed an unparalleled ability to inspire and direct, aligning everyone's goals to the overarching mission. The facility had evolved under her watch, balancing its reputation for elite fitness with a broader, more inclusive appeal. Community members who previously felt alienated were now embraced, and their loyalty deepened in response. New classes focused on beginners and advanced members alike, offering everything from high-intensity workouts to mindfulness sessions. The inclusion of mental wellness activities was met with enthusiasm, emerging as a cornerstone in the gym's reputation as a holistic hub for mind and body. The track record of new members staying beyond initial trials climbed steadily under Zoe's leadership. She had transformed skepticism into trust, not just within her staff, but among the clientele who found renewed dedication in their fitness journeys. Her strategy was proving fruitful as the business metrics soared and customer satisfaction hit unprecedented heights. Amidst these changes, Zoe's leadership style remained steady and composed. She harnessed the disparate energies around her into a collective force, ensuring that every decision and every success was shared with her team. She frequently traversed the gym floor, actively engaging with both employees and members, her personal touch creating ripples of loyalty and enthusiasm. The role Zoe had carved for herself extended beyond operational management. She became a symbol of empowerment, fostering community where hierarchy once felt rigid. Her belief that inclusive values could bolster ambition reassured both seasoned and new employees that the gym was more than just a business, it was a family bonded by shared aspirations. As Zoe's influence deepened, even the skeptics who had initially judged her based on appearances were converted. The shift was due not only to Zoe's professional savvy but also her unexpected humility and personable demeanor. Her transformative mark was indelible, etched into every corner of the gym and every interaction therein. With the gym now humming with prosperity, she called for a celebration, a casual yet significant gathering to acknowledge the collective progress. That evening, staff and members mingled, sharing stories of their journeys and aspirations fulfilled. Zoe addressed those gathered, highlighting achievements and reiterating the core values of respect, resilience, and collaboration that had steered their success. In the culmination of her speech, she acknowledged Victor publicly, recognizing his significant contributions in his new role. Victor's journey is a testament to the power of embracing change, Zoe asserted, her voice carrying through the room. He embodies the growth we strive for, reminding us that together, we can achieve remarkable things. Victor, slightly embarrassed but deeply moved by Zoe's acknowledgement, stood to mild applause. An understanding glance exchanged between them cemented the newfound respect they both shared. It was an unspoken testament to the strength of their professional relationship, founded on mutual recognition and growth. After the speeches, as the night unfolded with conversation and laughter, Zoe circulated through the gathering, greeting everyone with warmth and individualized attention. Her presence was a reminder of what they had achieved together, overcoming early missteps and misunderstandings to build something robust and ambitious. As the night wound down, Zoe found herself by the gym's large windows, looking out over the luminous city. She smiled to herself, satisfaction suffusing her as the chatter of fulfilled members and invigorated staff echoed in her ears. Her journey from the underestimated newcomer to a respected leader was a clear path paved by truth and transformation. Victor approached, knowing this moment encapsulated their shared efforts. "We've come a long way, thanks to you," he said earnestly. "You've managed to transform not just the gym, but all of us." Zoe turned, her expression both humble and proud. "We've all done it together, Victor. Everyone here contributes to this success. It's just the beginning, and I have no doubt we'll continue to elevate." The end of the evening saw Zoe taking one last stroll through her gym, now a thriving community marked with newfound energy and subtle elegance. As she walked the familiar corridors, the gym, once merely polished walls and state-of-the-art equipment, had become the beacon of inclusivity and connection she always envisioned. With each step, she felt the culmination of dreams and hard work meld into reality. Zoe Turner, with resolve and integrity, had crafted more than a successful business. She had laid the groundwork for a legacy defined by perseverance and unity. Heading into the future, she moved forward in confident stride, assured and in control, ready to navigate whatever challenge lay ahead, firmly at the helm of her empire and the promise it held for all within its sphere.